When I first started my business, I thought that the only way to actually get clients was to be on Instagram, to be on social media, full stop. And I really wish that somebody had told me what I'm telling you today, that social media is such a small part of the overall sort of like presence that you have, because social media is not the be all and end all to getting clients. And if you are a highly sensitive person or an introvert or in the human design system, you might be a second line hermit or a projector. If you're any of these things, then you may find that social media isn't necessarily for you. You don't even need to be on social media these days. There are so many other ways of being visible. And I'm making this video for you today because I want to show you what's possible. I want to show you how you can step out of that little box that you put yourself in, that when you have an online business and you're looking for people to serve anywhere in the world, I want to help you to really understand that social media isn't the be all and end all. And I actually put together something for you, something really special that I really needed when I first started my business. It's called the Visibility Directory, and essentially it's broken down into 3 parts. And the first part that you get is a list of places that you can go to apply to be on other people's podcasts as guests. So this is a list of, loads of different Facebook groups or podcast matchmaking services. And I've had a lot of success by being a guest on somebody else's podcast. Because guess what? When you are a guest on someone else's podcast, you don't have to do the marketing of that podcast. And yes, so that you are, I guess, like honoring the fact that you have been invited on to be a guest, you do share it and you can market it and you can send it out to your list just as a thank you. But you don't have to do the marketing to get people to listen to that podcast, because that podcast has already got an established audience. And this is the thing with visibility, especially if you are some of the things that I've mentioned today. It's about not necessarily creating your audience and selling again and again and again to your audience, the one that you created on Instagram, on Facebook, etc. It's about you using other people's audiences, right? So podcasting is a great way of being able to do that. So that's your first thing that you get with the Visibility Directory. The second thing that you get is a list of magazines that you can submit articles to. So if you don't really like podcasting, if you don't want to, sit there and share your genius in more of a video or an audio way, then you can actually go and write about your genius, write your stories, write your genius out, and you can apply to, have those in online magazines. And there's a whole list of them there for you as well. And then the third thing that you get with the Visibility Directory is, if I can remember what it is, networking groups. So I know from experience, and I've been a huge networker for most of my career. I've actually had to do a lot of networking in corporate. And I know, as a highly sensitive person, that when you walk into a room that are full of people like lawyers, accountants, marketing agencies, these kind of things, I know, as a spiritual visionary, that you start to feel worried about saying what you do, because sometimes these people are just not the right people to understand, right? And therefore you're in a room of people where instantly you're not sure that you can actually say fully and truly what it is you do for people, right? And there are exceptions, of course, but it starts to make you feel a bit worried or nervous, and you don't really want to be there, right? And of course, some of these networking events, they have really big masculine energy as well. Salesy, pushy, because when you go networking, it's all about, well, you have to make connections, you have to make leads, you have to make sales. And I have put together for you a list of online networking events. So Doesn't matter where you are in the world. And they are more designed for people who are highly sensitive. They are maybe slightly smaller groups, slightly more intimate groups. And some of them are spiritual groups as well. So some of them, when I go into them and I say I do human design and I do this and that and the other, Akashic Records this and human design that, people actually know what I'm talking about and I don't have to explain it. So I put those in a list for you. Now, these 3 lists so far is a completely free asset for you to download. I'm not asking you to pay for it. These lists are quite small at the moment, but they're big enough for you to start right now, to start to really get out there without social media. Okay, because once you're out there and you're using other people's audiences and you're sharing what you do with the world, that is when your business starts to grow. The first year of my business, the only business that I got was through networking and podcasting as well. I did a lot of podcasting. So if you would like access to the Visibility Directory, then just click the link below. I put it in the show notes for you and you can access it there. And in the meantime, I'm going to show you the card that I've been flipping around. So this one, there we go. How beautiful is that? So one of the reasons why I'm doing this today is because I've been watching a few videos about how to appear like quite natural on a YouTube channel, right? And I think that I'm quite natural and everything, but when I come to look back at my YouTube videos, I think I'm a little bit stoic actually. So I'm just, looking at ways to really sort of like relax and like come into my body and everything. And one of the things that I have heard that is a really good thing actually is to hold a pen in your hand, right? So I've seen a couple of videos of guys that are just, doing this and they're, using that as, just a way to relax because, I'm talking to just, 1 or 2 people, right? But I thought, well, actually, I should use a card. So this is the card I picked for you guys today. This is Desirability and Self-Worth. So take what you will from that. And thank you very much for joining me. And I will see you in the next video.